Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ingrid Sotelo, and I'm Community Outreach Director for Union Settlement. Today, we're going to be doing a segment on the services that Union Settlement currently offers. We don't have all of our programs here today, but we do have our adult education, senior services, and mental health education. So we'll start off with introductions. Stacie, would you like to start?
Sure. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stacie Woodland. I'm the Director of Mental Health Services. So I oversee our mental health clinic.
Luz?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luz Lara, and I'm the Director of Senior Services, and I oversee all senior services for Union Settlement.
Hilda?
Hello, my name is Hilda Cortes, and I'm the Director for Adult Education at Union Settlement.
Awesome, thank you. And so I just want to mention that Union Settlement is actually celebrating their 125th year anniversary. So we have been servicing the East Harlem community for 125 years. And of course, hope to continue to do so for many, many more years. We are gonna jump right into what programs we offer and talk a little bit more about the services that we offer, who can enroll in the program. So Stacie, we can start with you. Can you tell us more about, mental health services and what services it offers to the community?
Sure. So we've been around at Union Settlement since 1982. We actually offered, counseling, mental health counseling for really all ages, so 0 to end of life. We have an early childhood program, so we're based in the early childhood schools. And we have our licensed creative arts therapist who can do a lot of the play therapy. We also service families and individuals and couples. We do offer group therapy. We're in the elementary schools. We have a satellite site down on 98th Street, but our main clinic is on 114th and 3rd Avenue.
Awesome, thank you. I do want to recognize that we have just been joined by our Executive Director, David Nocenti, and our Associate Executive Director, Derek Boone. All right, we'll jump right in. Luz, do you want to talk about senior services and, the services you offer to the community?
Yes, of course. So again, hi, everybody. I'm Luz, and I oversee the Senior Services Department for Union Settlement. Our Senior Services Department is composed of 5 senior centers in the East Harlem community, a NORC program. We also run a Meals on Wheels department, a transportation department, and a volunteer program. Our 5 senior centers are located in East Harlem from 98th Street all the way to 120th Street. We service over 550 seniors with our Meals on Wheels program. And we also offer volunteer opportunities for people of all ages.
Wonderful, thank you. Hilda, do you want to share with us what adult education offers to our community?
Okay, so adult education, we are located at the main location at 104th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. We offer ESL classes for beginners all the way into the intermediate. We're looking to expand to advanced. We also offer GED, high school equivalency preparation, both in English and Spanish. And we offer pre-GED HSC preparation also in English and Spanish. Then we accept participants from the ages of 18 and older. So there's no cap in the age, you just minimum is 18.
Awesome. Yes, that's good to know. Great. So we all know that, during this pandemic, things have changed for nonprofit organizations drastically. And so I wanted to hear a little bit of each of you, how your programs are currently running. If we're not on site, are you doing virtual presentations? So really, if you can each talk about that, that'd be great. Luz, you want to start?
So I'll start first by talking a little bit about what we did prior to COVID and then what are we doing now. So prior to COVID, I'll start with our senior centers. Prior to COVID, we offer a wide range of activities for seniors 60 and over. We offer education and recreation opportunities. Those range from classes to activities to different trips, not only within New York City, but also outside of New York City. We offer nutrition education, health management classes and activities, physical health exercise and activities such as Zumba class, and even swimming classes during the summertime. We offer computer classes for our seniors, not only computer classes within desktops, but also cell phone clinics for all those seniors who are now connected through smartphones, and even tablet classes for our seniors. For our NORC program, we offer case management, health services, different trips to all seniors who are living in the Franklin Plaza complex. With our volunteer program, we offer on-site volunteer opportunities. So that can range from helping senior centers run activities, helping us with packing and delivering meals to our Meals on Wheels clients. So those are homebound seniors, and also even helping us on site with the meals that we serve in our senior centers. Our transportation program, again, we offer trips throughout the whole 5 boroughs and even outside of the 5 boroughs for all our seniors or participants in our senior centers and our NORC program. COVID, of course, has changed a lot of the things that we offer. We, of course, do not offer at the moment any on-site activities. Our main priority is the safety of our seniors and the safety of our staff. We are, however, continuing to connect our seniors with different services. So prior to COVID, we were offering case assistance on site, case management, telephone reassurance, a wide range of ways to connect our seniors to benefits and entitlements and different opportunities in the community and throughout New York City. We're continuing to do that now, but now we are doing it remotely. So we're connecting to all our seniors via telephone calls, and we're making sure that the seniors are connected to any type of meal service delivery, the biggest one being the New York City Get Food program. We're also connecting our seniors with air conditioners. The city is providing air conditioners to seniors who are eligible based on income and age. And now, as you guys all can feel it right now, it's very hot and it's getting hotter, and we want to make sure that our seniors are keeping cool during the summer. So we're connecting them with air conditioners. Our latest project is also connecting our seniors to farmers market coupons. So some of you may have already heard that farmers markets will be open during this season, and we want to make sure that our seniors can get these $20 coupons that New York provides for them, and we're connecting our seniors to that as well. So those are some of the benefits and entitlements that we're continuing to connect them to. We are also offering virtual programming, and the virtual programming ranges from meditation classes. We just recently had a senior volunteer recognition event where we recognized and thanked all our senior volunteers. We have over 100 of them actually that constantly volunteer throughout our senior centers and our NORC program and Meals on Wheels. And we are also starting to have other classes such as Tai Chi virtually, virtual storytelling, and hopefully soon we'll be able to start providing our seniors with technical assistance regarding computer classes and tablets so we can continue to connect with them. And then lastly, our Meals on Wheels department has not stopped operating since COVID. We were serving and delivering meals to our homebound seniors prior to COVID, and we continue to do so now. We are starting to connect more seniors to our home delivery of meals, and we want to continue to do that throughout the whole pandemic after the pandemic.
Thanks, Luz. I also want to mention, you mentioned the farmers market coupons, that the farmers market, I believe, right outside our main building is going to start this week. Yeah. Or if it started today, right? Yep. So that's definitely a site that could be visited for, to use the coupons. Luz, are you able to talk a little bit about, language accessibility? So if there's someone that, a senior that speaks just Spanish, do we accommodate, maybe if you
Yes.
could delve into that?
Yes, of course. So we do have staff on site that are bilingual. We have staff that speak Mandarin, a little bit of Cantonese, Spanish, and English, of course. And even if you do not speak some of the languages that I mentioned right now, we can connect you with a service. We have translation services. So you can call in any language and we'll be able to connect you with somebody that can let us know the kind of services that you need. Our main priority is serving the seniors of our community.
Thank you, Luz. That's
problem.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Stacie, do you want to talk to us a little bit about, mental health services and currently how during this time of COVID-19, how the program is being run?
Sure. I think I wanted to backtrack and kind of what Luz did is to really talk a little bit about what we were doing before COVID and the importance of it. I know that in our society, there's still a stigma of mental health and therapy, but really therapy is a wonderful place to talk about and explore issues of depression, anxiety. We really are probably one of our biggest focuses in the clinic is trauma-informed services. So that could mean relationship issues, earlier trauma in life, housing insecurity, food insecurity, just community violence. So we really are a safe place to go to talk about issues relating and that can create depression, anxiety, and just stress within someone's life or someone's family dynamic. So here comes along COVID, and we wanted to make sure that our clients still had access to services that are so incredibly vital. We hear probably every day on the news, especially with Governor Cuomo's briefings, that there was definitely an increased sense of isolation, anxiety about the unknown. I know that there was definitely a time period that it was very scary in New York. I think families were really trying to navigate around how to share space with multiple family members. So, COVID really brought on a whole other slew of issues on top of what people were already struggling with. So, again, we really wanted to make sure that if we closed the clinic, which it is right now, because we wanted to make sure that our staff and our clients were safe. But we wanted to make sure that we were still accessible to the community. So we actually have been able to do very successfully what's called telehealth. And we're able to do it in many different forms. So if someone has a computer at home, we can do, with Zoom. So we can kind of have a session, kind of what we're doing now, have a session where we can see each other and do it safely. But there are a lot of people in the community that don't have iPhones or computers. So we're able to do telephone sessions. We're able to do, and I just learned of this, something called WhatsApp. So it doesn't actually take minutes from your phone. I know I'm aging myself, but it's a wonderful way to do FaceTime. I've done it with some clients. And it can be done, from the privacy of someone's home. I know that when we've had challenges of privacy because there are other family members in the home, people have gone on walks and continued to have phone conversations. So we're still doing intakes. So we're able to do all of that through, again, telehealth. We do, and I forgot to mention this, we do have psychiatric services if someone is in need. It's not mandatory if someone's in therapy. You don't have to see a psychiatrist. But if someone is in need of just a little bit of, help in functioning in their lives and they need some medication, we do have 3 medical providers that work for the clinic, and they're able to do telehealth as well.
Stacie, I was going to ask a similar question that I asked Luz with like language accessibility, and if someone speaks Spanish, are they able to speak to a counselor staff member that can accommodate that language?
So that's a very important question. We actually have quite a diverse staff. So we have several bilingual therapists. Some are licensed social workers, others are licensed creative arts therapists. So we do have different modalities that we can utilize with clients. We also have, male therapists if someone's more comfortable seeing a male therapist. But we can service someone who is Spanish speaking. So we can make sure that happens.
Awesome, thank you. Jumping to Hilda. Hilda, if you can tell us similar, how adult education is being run. You can obviously talk a little bit about how it was being run before COVID and now during COVID.
Okay. So prior to COVID, we had in-person classes at our main location when participants were able to come in and out of the office asking for assistance and any referrals they needed or, anything they needed. Sometimes they just wanted to speak with someone to feel better. Sometimes they wanted to ask for documentation assistance, filling out forms, etc. And we provided all of that. We have a case manager on site. And then COVID hit. And what that cost us was to try to figure out how to offer our classes still so that the students get the services they wanted from us. And we opted to go for video conferencing, utilizing WhatsApp or Zoom. And we were able to transition from in-person classes to online classes, remote classes. And we discovered that the majority of our participants had other family members in need of technology, so they weren't able to utilize it at the time. So we did switch some schedules around in order to accommodate the whole class. We did assist several participants in obtaining devices so that they can participate in classes. We provided every week, almost on a daily basis, calling participants, walking them through troubleshooting with their technology, their devices, if it was the iPhone, which version it was, etc. If it's Android, once again, the model, make it. We help them how to download, how to update, how to log in. And then there were some participants who were not comfortable at all with technology. So we provided a combination of mass mailing homework packets with the ability to reach out to their instructor via text message or WhatsApp if they had it, or a phone call, and go through through the homework packets as well as online courses. And we still provide a case management on a daily basis. And we've got several of our participants in contact with services within the community. Some were for financial needs, other were for food pantries. We also mail out where they can get free food, more meals, etc. We signed them up for whatever we were able to. And now thinking into the future, because our classes will start again in September, is we are deciding to do a hybrid class. So in person and online. And what's going to happen is that when we're in person, it's going to be teaching them how to download the app, how to upload, how to update it, how to sign in, making sure they understand the ins and outs of the platform, remote online learning platform we will be using. We will also be doing registrations by appointments. So in order to observe social distancing and make sure that our office is not overcrowded at the same, and keep the safety of our staff as well as our participants in mind. And before you ask me for languages, we have a staff that speaks Spanish, English, some Italian and Portuguese, very little French, and Hungarian. But I also do have access to other individuals who will be available to us to translate. Our instructors speak with them themselves Polish, Japanese, Chinese, Arabic, and they're one phone call away to help us translate. So We do have the staff available to aid us should there be a language that we don't have. And we also have the translator services, are just a phone call away from the free service. So we have all of that available for our participants, and everything can be done in a half-hour appointment.
Mhm.
And we're just making sure that what we have planned we can execute safely for our participants come September.
Hilda, I wanted to jump a little bit into enrollment because you mentioned your classes start in September. So how long does the program run? Is it just morning classes, evening classes? To give a little bit of more information on that.
No, we're going to have morning classes. Our morning classes are from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're going to have afternoon classes from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. and evening classes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Our ESL classes meets 3 days of the week, and our HSC GED prep course is 3 days out of the week as well, and our pre-GED HSC is 2 days out of the week. So everything depends on a placement examination. So when they come in for the registration, it's a half-hour appointment, and where we do the intake and we actually do the start of placement examinations. For ESL, it'll be done right then and there, and that's the end of it. They'll be told who their instructor is and their schedule, etc. But for pre-GED and GED students, it will be a 2-day testing so that we are able to place them at their levels and challenge them while getting them prepared for the test.
So if I want to enroll, now's the time.
Yes, enrollment actually opens up July 20th, and we are taking appointments right now. You can call our office and request an appointment. We'll let you know what the process is going to be, or you can also email us.
Awesome. And we'll be giving that information a little closer towards the end. We'll give our phone number, email, and point of contact that our community members can reach out to if they're interested in any of the programs that we're talking about today. Great. Hilda, is there any particular forms that, would need to be ready so when they come to meet with you, or any documents that our community needs to keep in mind that should be available when enrolling in your department?
Picture ID.
Great. Thank you. Luz, gonna jump to you. If you could talk to us a little bit about, enrollment for our senior services department. What does a senior need to enroll? How do they enroll? Is it just calling and registering over the phone, or does it need to be in person? And then also, same with Hilda, is there any particular documentation that they should have ready?
So, of course, things have changed due to COVID. But I'll talk about what we can do right now to enroll you so that you guys can start receiving services from us. So the main thing is that you need to be 60 years or older in order to receive services from us. The only thing that we would need at the moment is just to make sure that you guys have an emergency contact available. If you have primary care doctor information and any medications that you are taking that we can make a note of in our files. We're doing enrollments, of course, via telephone for now or virtually. Prior to COVID, you would come in, we would be able to take copies of your picture ID. We would be able to take, some of the seniors used to bring us a list of their medications straight from the pharmacy so they don't have to keep that information in mind, and their emergency contact information. And then we would be able to give you kind of like an overview of what our senior center offers. And we would do that whether you're in person or if we're doing it via telephone. We can tell you all the services that we're offering at the moment, and we can connect you to our caseworkers or certain instructors if you're interested in certain classes and want to get specific information about that class. For our Meals on Wheels department, you go through an intake with our case management agency, which is Lenox Hill. And towards the end of this session, I will give you guys all that, the phone number that you can call for Meals on Wheels. And I can give you the main number for senior services that you can call If you're interested in either our NORC program, or any of our 5 senior centers, or in becoming a volunteer with us, whether you're 60 years or older or younger than that.
Great. I want to mention that before, I'm from the community, and I volunteered at the Meals on Wheels program, and it was a very nice experience to be able to work with the team and be able to deliver meals. So if there's any community members that, might not necessarily be interested in the services, but volunteering or looking for volunteer opportunities during this time, the Meals on Wheels program is a great place to be able to dedicate some time.
Yeah, we do have an amazing group of staff who have been working nonstop throughout this pandemic to deliver meals and emergency boxes and even Brita pitchers to some of our homebound clients who were not able to stand on those long lines in the supermarkets or carry those big cases of water bottles. And I cannot begin to express how grateful our senior community is that we continue to service them throughout this pandemic.
Yes, and also to mention, with the NORC, the Franklin Plaza NORC, I know there was a time during the pandemic, like right when the pandemic was, I guess, at its peak here, where, we were looking for volunteers as well for seniors that needed medication to be delivered. They couldn't leave their homes. And so the community, I think, really came together to support us on that end, and our volunteers as well.
Yes.
Okay. Stacie, do you want to talk a little bit about enrollment for our mental health department? Any documentation that our, families should have, ready for when they, give you guys a call and go see you? And then if there's a particular time frame, I guess, when our community can enroll in mental health services, or is it available all year round?
Sure. So, currently, we're doing our intake process all through telehealth. And I think because for some folks who have never been in therapy, I think reaching out for the first time can feel really scary. So I think I can just tell you what to expect. We have a 3-part process for our intake. And it really is just you'd be assigned to a therapist who basically gathers a lot of background information. Just like when you go to the doctor, they want to understand your medical history and the medical history of your family. And so when we get all of that information and understand your experience, just lifelong, we have a better understanding of kind of what you're experiencing currently in terms of feelings and behaviors and difficulties. So we have those 3 different, usually an hour-long sessions, just gathering information so we can best, 1, understand how to treat you, and 2, we really try to connect that person with the best fit for a therapist, because therapy really is a very, intimate experience, because you're talking about really kind of personal and deep stuff. So we want to make sure that our clients are really best assigned to the best therapist, not just even language-wise, but just in terms of modalities and someone's specialty. I think during COVID, especially, we know that a lot of people in the community have lost family members. So a lot of our therapists have been doing a lot of grief counseling. So if someone is just really in need to talk through a loss that they've had in the family, we definitely do that as well. So we do intakes all year round. Our clinic is open virtually now, but our hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then Saturday we're open. It's from 10 and currently 3:30, but we are looking to expand the hours until 5. So, that way, if someone's working or if someone is at home, with kids, we can try to accommodate timing. timing wise. We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and Medicaid managed care. So our intake manager, Jakira Sencion, who kind of oversees, scheduling all the intake appointments and helping all of the supervisors assign the clients to the right person. She is the one that they would contact. If they had any questions about their insurance, she could kind of best answer those questions. All they really need is again, we're not doing this in person right at this time, so just the information for their insurance, just so we can make sure that their insurance is active. And if not, we would, kind of give them the steps in terms of how to reactivate their insurance. And then usually once the phone call is made, an intake appointment would be set up for that week. I mean, if they called on Friday, it would be then the following week, but we do set that up right away. We don't want someone calling in need of services and having to wait weeks. That's not helpful, and I think probably would provoke a lot more anxiety for someone. So the first session really can be scheduled within that week.
That's great. That's really wonderful to hear. One of the questions that came to mind when hearing you speak, all of you, about your services is, what if we have undocumented families or individuals, wanting to be a part of our services? Can each of you talk about, can they enroll? Is it the same process? Any information that you can share. Hilda? Oh.
Okay, so we do accept undocumented individuals. The immigration status is not an issue to register. All they need is their picture ID.
Hilda, and that can be like any kind of ID, as long as it has.
It can be also from their country. It can be their passport if they have it. It can be la célula, as they call it, which is an identification card in some countries. Yeah. It could be ID issued by the consulate here. It could be the New York City ID. It could be any of those IDs.
Wonderful. Luz?
Yes, so for senior services is the same thing. Immigration status is not a factor for you to become a member or receive services from us. And just like Hilda, we accept any form of ID as long as it has your date of birth on it. And I also wanted to backpedal a little bit and say that you do not need to pay anything to become a member or a participant of our senior services department.
That's good to know, yes. Thank you for sharing that, Luz. Stacie?
So unfortunately, we are only able to take people who are insured at this point. But what we have done and what we do is, if someone calls and either does not have insurance or we don't take the insurance, is we refer them out. We have very specific places that we refer to, because I think even if we can't service someone, it's important that someone receives mental health services.
Absolutely. And have you ladies seen during this time of COVID more community members, reaching out to your departments about particular services? Maybe for senior services, they can't get in touch to enroll for the DIFTA meals or the ACs, and do they look for your departments for guidance? Want to make sure that our community members know that it's not just the services that we offer, but it's so much more in helping them in their everyday life, and pretty much every step of the way, that they can see us as an advocate for them. Luz? No, go ahead, Stacie. I saw you.
Sorry, that's the tricky thing about Zoom, right?
Yeah.
So our intake process, the amount of referrals, and usually they're self-referrals, have not changed. I think probably some of the issues have changed slightly. As I had stated before, anxiety, stress, depression, trauma-related symptomology has existed pre-COVID. I think we are seeing probably an increase of people reaching out due to feeling isolated, very anxious about the state of the world, and also, as I pointed out, grief counseling. So, our services haven't changed. However, we, as we did before COVID, we want to make sure that we are creating treatment that is very, very specific to each individual that's coming seeking services.
Thank you, Stacie. Luz?
So yes, we've seen an increase of seniors coming through our doors. And when I say doors, I mean really phone.
Yeah.
They've been calling us a lot and nonstop so that we can connect them, like you mentioned, to air conditioners, to the tablets that the city had made available for seniors in NYCHA communities. And also, Union Settlement has always been a great pillar of the community. And recently, I think, and I'm not only saying this because I work for Union Settlement, but we were able to quickly adapt to the changes of COVID-19, and we created a helpline. And through that helpline, I've been receiving, and through you, Ingrid, such an increase of referrals from seniors in the community who are now wanting to connect with Union Settlement Senior Services. And I think it's very important for the seniors to continue to stay connected, whether it's through us directly, Senior Services, or through our Union Settlement helpline, so that we can continue to provide them with the services that they need, the benefits, and connect them to other outside agencies, just like how Stacie's department does. If we cannot help them with something, we will be able to connect them somewhere else and refer them out. And that's why we've been a pillar for 125 years and hope to continue to be.
That is so true. And along those lines, I think it's important to mention, how supportive, our executive team has been, David, Derek, Sheila, Lisa, who jumped on the call as well. I think that, our executive team has been so supportive to, the needs of our participants and our community, and being able to continue to provide them with as much resources as we can. And that's definitely what we will continue to do, just moving forward, because we don't know necessarily when the pandemic will end. And so we just want the community members and participants to know that they can look to Union Settlement as a support system for them. Hilda?
For adult education, we haven't seen many calls asking for additional services that we don't provide. We are getting requests for the classes. If we're having summer schedule, that's a big increase requests. Other than that, the calls that do come in for additional services that adult education can't help, we are referring them to the right departments within Union Settlement. And if we can't help them within Union Settlement, we are sending them out into the community and other organizations that we've partnered with.
That's great. Also to mention that, we did see that during this pandemic, a lot of, organizations started their resource guide, and Union Settlement definitely started that as well for participants, something, in a resource guide to guide them through the local resources that are available here in East Harlem, their elected officials, how they can contact them, because although they may not necessarily, like us, be in their offices, there's always a phone number or an email that you can reach out to, and they will return the call back. So definitely want to acknowledge, the partnership and support that we've received from our local elected officials, checking in on us constantly, ensuring that we have the resources that it takes, PPE material for our participants and staff, for sure. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about, if there's like a particular trip that maybe your department has done with participants, and I think this is more in line with Luz, or a highlight that you would like to share with our communities that comes to your mind when you think of your department and the amazing work that you're all doing, and why our community members should call you and enroll in your programs.
So the list is too long and we don't have that much time. So I'll pick a few, but I think the main thing that I want to highlight is once seniors connect with us, we treat them like they were family and they've been part of our history for as long as Union Settlement has been standing. You mentioned trips and certain activities. The three things that I want to highlight is the fact that Senior Services is open on Christmas Day and on Thanksgiving every single year. We provide a meal and a party and just a space for our seniors to come together during the holidays. I mean, we're there with you. We decorate. We serve delicious meals, delicious dessert. We have raffles. I mean, it's an amazing time, and our seniors truly enjoy it. And then every year towards June, we couldn't do it this year because of the pandemic, but we close all our senior centers and all our departments, and we take a group of over 100 seniors to Heckscher State Park or FDR, and we have this massive barbecue with staff and seniors, and it's just such an amazing time. And we want to highlight and enrich the lives of all the seniors in our community and the lives of the seniors that cross paths with us. So we will continue to strive to do that in any way possible that we can. But I did want to highlight those three activities and trips that we take.
Yeah, I want to mention also how much our seniors at Union Settlement loved bingo. Bingo games.
Yes, we actually are starting next week bingo Facebook Live. So so we will be able, at the end of this phone call, when we give you guys the phone numbers, if any of you guys out there are interested, 60 years and older, in joining us for our Facebook Live, it will happen on a weekly basis. You can connect with us.
Awesome. Stacie?
Sure. Luz, that's disappointing. I want to be part of that bingo.
Right? Can we go?
Sounds like so much fun. So kind of the very opposite of Luz's programs is we don't actually have trips or activities. For mental health, we really take the privacy of our clients very seriously. What I think maybe this is an opportunity for me to say, again, there's, I think, definitely a stigma about, I think it's starting to change, but there's definitely a stigma that people have about mental health services and being in therapy. But I wanted to just say that if someone is in need of mental health services, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that you're struggling in your life currently. And really the purpose of therapy is to help you feel better about yourself and about your life currently. So typically when people are suffering from depression or anxiety or kind of struggling with different kinds of relationships, it's because of experiences that have happened to you. And so again, I wanted to say there's nothing wrong with you. I think going to therapy is a gift to yourself. It's a time for you to really talk about how you feel without someone judging you. It's really just a safe space to really feel supported. And really, I've been in this field for a long time, and when we see clients that come in that are barely able to leave the house, unable to get onto a subway because of such anxiety, or really struggle with finding healthy partners or healthy friends, what makes my job and what I do so worth it is when we see people who just start to feel better about who they are. and they start to thrive in their lives, whether it's they connect to others in a healthier way, whether it's they're able to leave the apartment, seek out employment or education, or just even going outside of their apartment. And when we see that, which is often because therapy does work, that to me is so rewarding. And because again, the goal of therapy is really just to feel better about yourself. It's not to fix yourself because there's nothing broken about you. It's really just to feel differently and better about who you are, so you can live the fullest life possible.
Thank you, Stacie. That's so important to share with our community. You know, that it's not to fix yourself, but to make yourself feel better, and to give yourself that that space, particularly during these tough times, where, you know, a lot has been happening, and acknowledging that it's okay to take that time to self-care and really take care of yourself, because we're so used to functioning in such a fast-paced environment, work, home, you know, your family. Oftentimes we forget about ourselves. And so the reminder that you just did, Stacie, truly appreciate it. Thank you. Hilda?
Well, our department doesn't have any trips per se. We do have guest authors and poets come in, at least in the spring semester, where we put all of our classes together and they have a discussion regarding the book, which they've had a chance to read during the class or in their personal time, depending. What this year was different was the fact that our department was chosen to kick off the 125th anniversary celebration. And we decided to do some birthday cards and banners, and the students enjoyed it so much that they asked what's the next project they were going to do. So I managed to acquire piggy banks and mugs, and I was going to get the acrylic paint and the ceiling and everything for them to decorate the mugs and everything, and we can sell them during our ethnic festival, and those savings used to, you know, sponsor something else for next year. But, you know, COVID happened and those plans are postponed for the time being. But they really did enjoy the arts and crafts that we incorporated this year for the celebration. So I'm guessing we're going to figure out some holidays that are of interest to the culture that is within our classes. So we will do more of that. And I am planning to display all those banners in my office. That is a work in progress. So when you come to register, don't be surprised if you see banners all over the place saying happy birthday or happy anniversary and things like that, because those are my participants' proud work, and I want to showcase it, show it off, and make sure everybody knows they did a great job.
I love it. Yes. It's wonderful to see that. I've seen pictures of the work, Hilda, and it was really, really nice to see it. And it is, like you said, our 125-year anniversary. And normally we do our ethnic festival outside of our main building, of our main site on 104th Street. And so although that may not be happening, you know, I know that the team is thinking of different ways for us to remain connected and still celebrate in some form of way, maybe a virtual way, with our communities and celebrate with our community, right? Because even if they're not enrolled in any of our union settlement programs, the reality is that we are a staple to the community, and that sometimes they just sit outside our sites, you know, at the 104 site at the benches and, you know, eat their lunch, or go there during the weekend because it's a great space and a safe space, and they feel comfortable to, you know, meet with their family or friends. And I've seen it in the evenings, weekends, where families just gather there, our seniors, and we want to continue to be that safe space for our communities. So we're coming close to an end. We have a couple of more minutes. And I really think that, you all did a wonderful job in talking about your program, the services that you offer, how our communities can, what they need to be able to enroll in your programs. So I want to take the next couple of minutes to, maybe do like a quick brief of each of your programs. Just, what is the phone number that they can follow up on? Who, if there's a particular person that they should be speaking to or connecting with, and just overall, if there's any other thing that you want to share about your department. Anyone who wants to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. So our intake manager is fantastic. She's also bilingual. Her name is Jakira Sension. And we have actually a new intake number, because if you call the main clinic number, it's routed to our answering service. So, I think it'll just feel like less of a hassle if they call the intake number directly. And I have it written down just because I haven't memorized it yet, but it's the intake number. And again, you will get Jakira directly. So she has this phone at home. So it's 929-527-2824. She works 9 to 5. So, you can call anytime, leave a message, and she will return your call. If it's after hours, she'll return your call the very next day. I think also, I just wanted to add, because I hadn't mentioned this, but, if you are a client at the clinic, once you complete your intake, we do have, so it's different from the helpline for the agency. We actually have an after hours crisis line. So we have supervisors, and I'm one of them, that is on call 24 hours a day. So if someone is in crisis, and again, even before COVID, people go into crisis, but if you call, if you go into crisis and you're feeling you need support, you're feeling really isolated and alone, 2 a.m, we'll call you back and we'll walk you through and support you through that process. But to be part of the clinic, to have all of those services, that the first step is to call Jakira. She's wonderful. She will help ease any anxiety anybody has about, engaging in mental health services. So again, that's her direct number. And she will respond to you either that same day or the very next day, and you'll be scheduled.
Thank you, Stacie. That's great to know. I didn't know that. That's definitely a perk for our participants. So I'll just translate that, because I know we want to share our phone numbers in Spanish, just so our community members can follow up. Si está interesado en el Departamento de Salud Mental, puede contactarse con Jakira Ascensión. Ella tiene el teléfono disponible en su casa y está tomando llamadas todos los días de 9 a 5 de la tarde. El número de teléfono es el 929-527-2824, y ella va a tomar su información, y lo más pronto posible que le pueda dar su cita para hablar con un consejero sería la mejor en una semana. Y si usted, por alguna razón que Jakira no contesta el teléfono, ella le regresa la llamada lo más pronto posible. Y Stacie estaba diciendo que una de las ventajas de ser un participante del Departamento de Salud Mental es recibir el servicio de si usted tiene una crisis en la noche, ellos están disponibles a cualquier hora de la noche para comunicarse con ustedes y tomar su llamada y ayudarles durante ese tiempo de dificultad. Great. I'll jump over. Hilda?
Okay, so for adult education, you can call our main number, 212-828-6017, 212-828-6017. That connects you with Mr. Michael. He will take your information, explain the registration process, and schedule your appointment. If he does not pick up, you may leave your name, number, phone number, the class you're interested, and we will return your call within 48 hours. Our office in the summer is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Fridays, we are closed. That's pretty much it. So, para registración tienen que llamar a nuestras oficinas. El número de teléfono es el 212-828-6017. 212-828-6017. Se van a comunicar con el señor Michael. Él le puede explicar el proceso de registración y darle la cita para registración. Si él no contesta, por favor dejen su nombre, número de teléfono y del curso que están interesados y se le devuelve la llamada dentro de 48 horas. Nuestras oficinas durante el verano están abiertas de lunes a jueves de 8 de la mañana a 4 de la tarde. Lunes a jueves de 8 de la mañana a 4 de la tarde. Los viernes estamos cerrados.
Thank you, Hilda. Luz?
So if anyone is interested in becoming a member of any of our senior centers, or if you live in Franklin Plaza, are interested in receiving Meals on Wheels, becoming a volunteer, you can call our main number at 212-410-4683. Again, the number is 212-410-4683. Once you'll be communicated with Alanis Rivera, and you can let her know what you're interested in, what program you're interested in, and we'll be able to connect you to one of the sites. Si usted está interesado en ser parte de nuestros servicios para personas mayores, cualquiera de nuestros centros, ser voluntario, usted puede llamar a nuestra línea al 212-410-4683. De nuevo, el número de teléfono es 212-410-4683. Nosotros estamos abiertos de lunes a viernes de 8:30 a 4:30. We are open from Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think we made it just on time. I want to thank you, Luz, Stacie, Hilda. Thank you so much. I want to actually thank M&N for giving us the opportunity to talk about our services. Thank you for your partnership. And then we will be back with other services to talk about our early childhood education, youth services, business development. So more to come on Union Settlement. Thank you all so much. And we hope to hear from our community members really soon. Gracias.